All right, so I'm gonna have to start this off by talking about the fact that it looks like I have a black eye because my eye's better. I woke up this morning and I'm like, hey, it's better. This is great. I just set up to do a video. I'm like, what's wrong with my eye? It looks like I got a makeup issue, and I don't wear makeup. No, it's black. Oh, so yeah, I didn't get punched or anything. It's just the leftover from the eye issue that I was having yesterday. No, I don't need to go to a doctor. It feels fine. It'll clear up on its own in a week probably from the last time I had black eye. Plus, whatever Yvonne's been fighting, I've started getting it. I hate winter. I hate winter. I hate it. All right, so with the black eye mentioned and acknowledged that I didn't even get punched. I didn't even have fun to get them. At least if you have fun to get a black eye, like, yeah, I got a black eye. You see that? Yeah, but you should see Chuck. Screw Chuck. Put him down. He's done. All right. First up, Vancouver. The Vancouver Canucks are 19-19-4. They're in against the 15-21-4 Ottawa Senators. Both of these teams we were expecting to be rebuilding this year, and one of them definitely is, and the other one, maybe. Vancouver's still a maybe, and they're a maybe because they're holding on to this crazy idea that they might have a half-decent team. Now, a huge losing streak didn't help them, but gosh darn it, they believe in themselves. Their leading scorer is Patterson, who was named Rookie of the Month. I'll talk about that later. 19 goals and 20 assists for him. Horvat, 17 goals, 18 assists. Brock Besser, 14 goals, 12 assists. Goldobin, 5 goals, 18 assists. Virtanen, 11 goals, 7 assists. Roussel, 4 goals, 13 assists for him. Eriksson, 7 goals, 9 assists. Edler, 4 goals, 12 assists. Granlund, 6 goals, 8 assists. And Ben Hutton, 4 goals, 10 assists is up there as well. A lot of guys having decent years for Vancouver, but really the driving force is Pettersson. So for Ottawa fans, if you're going to the game tonight, you're probably going to see something special. Even if he scores or doesn't score, it doesn't really matter. He's dynamic in every game. Now, on the Ottawa side, I'm not taking anything away from this team offensively. Stone leads the way with 18 goals and 25 assists. He's been fantastic, and word has it he wants to sit down with the team in the next couple weeks and start hashing out a deal. That's good news. Somebody wants to stay in Ottawa. That's different. Duchesne, 15 goals, 23 assists. Shabbat, 10 goals, 28 assists. Dzingel, hopefully he wants to stay too. 15 goals, 12 assists for him. White, 10 goals, 15 assists. Tierney, 4 goals, 20 assists. Bodker, 5 goals, 18 assists. Ryan, 7 goals, 15 assists. Kachuk, 10 goals, 10 assists. And Lajoie, 7 goals, 6 assists, rounds out the top 10 scorers for the Ottawa Senators. Goaltenders. Let me take a quick look here. All right, yeah, it's late enough in the day that I can discuss who the goalies are a little bit and get into the starters thing. Because we don't know yet with Vancouver. I'm guessing it's going to be Markstrom. Nilsson's 3-8-1 with a 3.09 goals against, 895 save percentage. Markstrom 16-10-3 with a 2.8 goals against, 910 save percentage. On the Ottawa side of things, they've confirmed Hogberg is starting again. I really hope this kid is able to prove himself in this call-up because Anderson really is needed the help. Anderson's 14-13-3, 3.58 goals against, 905 save percentage. Of course, if not for injury, Anderson would be in pretty much every game. Hogberg is 0-2 with a 3.56 goals against, 883 save percentage. McKenna's also there at 1-4-1 with a 3.96 goals against, 897 save percentage. If you look at the records in the last 10, Vancouver's 6-3-1. They lost their last game. Ottawa's 2-7-1. They've lost 5 in a row. It's been a long, brutal, steep dive for them. On the road, Vancouver's 10-10-3 at home. The Senators are 11-7-3, so that mildly favors the Senators. Versus the East, Vancouver's 7-8-2. They have struggled against the East compared to the West. A little bit, anyways. Versus the West, the Ottawa Senators are 4-6-2. Vancouver's 2 points out of the playoffs, but they've played more games than everybody else, not named Vegas. And the Ottawa Senators are 13 points out of the playoffs. 13 points. It's not great. Next up, New Jersey, 15-16-7 in against the 20-16-4 Dallas Stars. The New Jersey Devils on a little bit of a hot streak right now, and Dallas definitely some turmoil. So this may very well be your upset of the night, if you can call it that. Let's be honest. While Dallas occupies a playoff spot, they haven't exactly been tearing up the charts lately. On the New Jersey side of things, their leading scorer is Taylor Hall with 11 goals, 26 assists, though they've been winning without him. Palmieri, 19 goals, 15 assists. Heischer, 10 goals, 16 assists. Zajac, 10 goals, 10 assists. Severson, 5 goals, 15 assists. Coleman, 11 goals, 8 assists. Boyle, 10 goals, 5 assists. Johansson, 6 goals, 9 assists. Vatanen, 3 goals, 12 assists. And Bratt, I should say, with 2 goals, 12 assists, rounds out the top 10 for the New Jersey Devils. On the Dallas side of things, Sagan, 11 goals, 23 assists. Jamie Benn, 16 goals, 15 assists. Radulov, 13 goals, 18 assists. Spezza, 6 goals, 15 assists. Heiskanen, 7 goals, 10 assists. Lindell, 6 goals, 11 assists. Shore, 5 goals, 12 assists. Foxo with 7 goals, 8 assists. Klingberg, 5 goals, 10 assists. Matthias Janmark, who I'd still like to see more offense out of, 3 goals, 11 assists. He may not have lights yelling at him, but honestly, you know, the CEO, there's a lot of blame to go around in Dallas. It's not just Ben and Sagan. Yes, it would be great if they were on a 100-point pace. But really, honestly, it's been a team effort to become middle of the road and likely to miss the playoffs. I still think Dallas is likely to miss the playoffs. Goaltenders, Mackenzie Blackwood starting for New Jersey, because why not? He's 3-1 now with 1.25 goals against, .963 save percentage. Now, to put that in perspective, Aiden Hill has had those gaudy numbers. Luongo had those gaudy numbers early. And Kincaid had gaudy numbers early. But still, it's fun to see a goalie with numbers like that as a rookie, right? Kincaid, 12, 10, and 6. Will be the backup. 3.02 goals against, .901 save percentage. And, of course, Schneider's injured. He's 0-5-1, 4.66 goals against, .852 save percentage. And again, I do wonder, is that it for the career for Corey Schneider? Goaltenders on the Dallas side, Bishop's going to start. Bishop's 13-9-2 with a 2.28 goals against, .925 save percentage, which makes Hudobin the backup. Hudobin is 7-7-2, 2.63 goals against, .920 save percentage over their last 10. New Jersey's 5-4-1. They've won 3 in a row. Dallas is 4-5-1. They lost their last game. On the road, New Jersey is a woeful 4-12-3. And at home, Dallas is an impressive 12-5-2. But anything goes at this time of year. It's January. Versus the West, New Jersey 6-3-4 versus the East. Dallas is 7-9-2. The New Jersey Devils currently find themselves 10 points out of the playoffs. So it's an uphill climb for the New Jersey Devils. Whereas the Dallas Stars are in the number 2 wildcard spot. They're 1 point behind Anaheim. They're 2 points ahead of Vancouver, who they've got 2 games in hand on. And let's be honest, part of the reason they're the number 2 wildcard is because there's so many teams in the West that just have been playing really, really poorly, which makes it easier to make the playoffs when everybody that you're competing with is really falling back quickly. But we'll see how long that continues, right? Next up, Calgary. Flames now 21-12-4. That's not right. Yeah, they're 24-12-4. I'm like, yeah, why am I taking wins away from Calgary? I guess I have to because I gave extra wins to Toronto yesterday, but you know. 24-12-4, and they're in against the Detroit Red Wings, who are 15-19-7. On the Calgary side of things look pretty good coming out of that game against San Jose. And the thing is, going into that game against San Jose, they had looked shaky for the last couple of weeks, but that game definitely helps fix that. Whereas Detroit, it's 1 win in their last 10 for Detroit, and it's full-on nosedive in the standings. On the Calgary side of things, Gaudreau, 21 goals, 34 assists. Monahan, 21 goals, 27 assists. Tkachuk, 18 goals, 28 assists. Lindholm, 18 goals, 26 assists. Giordano, 6 goals, 31 assists. Backlund, 8 goals, 12 assists. Hanifin, 3 goals, 16 assists. Jankowski, 6 goals, 9 assists. Brody, 3 goals, 11 assists. And Sam Bennett with 6 goals, 7 assists rounds out the top 10. On the Detroit side of things, Larkin is, of course, their number 1 scorer. 17 goals, 22 assists. Nyquist, 10 goals, 24 assists. Nielsen, 7 goals, 17 assists. Athanasiou, 13 goals, 9 assists. Bertuzzi, 9 goals, 12 assists. Vanek, 6 goals, 10 assists. Green, 3 goals, 13 assists. Mantha, 9 goals, 5 assists. Cholowski, 6 goals, 8 assists. And Justin Abdelkader has 5 goals and 8 assists to round out your top 10. Goaltenders, Smith's been confirmed for Calgary. This is not a bad place to start Smith. You're against a team that's struggling. You've got to give him a start. And for Riddick, maybe he's starting to get worn out. Riddick is 13-4-3 with a 2.39 goals against, 920 save percentage. But Riddick's numbers have been coming down over the last couple of weeks. Smith's 11-8-1 with a 3.00 goals against, 888 save percentage. So again, probably a good place to start Mike Smith. On the Detroit side of things, they haven't said yet, but I'm guessing Howard. Bernier's 5-10-2 with a 3.57 goals against, 892 save percentage. Howard is 10-9-5 with a 2.72 goals against, 920 save percentage. So between the two, Howard's been the better goaltender. Over their last 10, Calgary's 5-3-2 with a win in their last game, whereas the Detroit Red Wings are 1-6-3 with 5 straight losses coming into this one. On the road, Calgary's 12-8. At home, Detroit is 8-9-4. Versus the East, Calgary's 6-3-2 versus the West. Detroit is 5-5-1. Of course, Calgary's first in the Pacific. They're tied with Vegas, but they have 3 games in hand. This is one of those games in hand on Vegas. They're 3 points ahead of San Jose. And Detroit, they're 10 points out of the playoffs. So they are nosediving down the standings. They're not as low down as Ottawa. But gosh darn it, they're trying. Ottawa with 2 wins in their last 10 and Detroit with 1. That Atlantic Division. There's a couple of kind of weak teams in there. They're hard to find, though. Not really. All right, next up. Oilers. 18-3. And this is another team that's taking a steep nosedive in the standings. They're in against Arizona, who are 17-20-2. And Arizona didn't really move up the standings to take a nosedive, but they haven't been fantastic in their last 10 either. And between the two teams, your guess is as good as mine as to who's going to show up and be the victor tonight. You've got a team that struggles on the road and a team that struggles at home. Congratulations. This is your somebody's got to win game of the night. On the Oilers side of things, they have all the weapons they need to win the game. And yet, I don't think that it's going to happen. They've got... I was reading last night that Zach Kassian's playing on a line with McDavid and Draisaitl today. That's madness. That is sheer, complete, total madness. That's madness. I know Ken Hitchcock's trying anything he can to turn things around, but that's... Yeah, Kassian's... I like how Ken Hitchcock throws his bottom 6 forwards under the bus and says they're not doing enough, and then he promotes one of them to the top line. That's... Wow. Anyways, on the Oilers side of things, McDavid, 21 goals, 37 assists. Draisaitl, 21 goals, 28 assists. For the record, Kassian, 3 points. Nugent Hopkins, 14 goals, 22 assists. Chason, 16 goals, 4 assists. Nurse, 5 goals, 13 assists. Clefbaum, 3 goals, 12 assists. Kara, 2 goals, 11 assists. Larson, 1 goal, 10 assists. Lucic and Benning both have 1 goal and 7 assists to their name. Yeah. So when your top 10 scorers include guys with 8 points and you're 39 games into the season, you're probably not getting enough depth scoring. On the Arizona side of things, 8 goals, 21 assists for Keller to lead the way. Schmaltz, 7 goals, 18 assists. Ekman Larson, 5 goals, 17 assists. Galchenyuk, 6 goals, 12 assists. Stepan, 8 goals, 9 assists. Richardson, 10 goals, 4 assists. Goligoski, 2 goals, 12 assists. And Panik, 7 goals, 6 assists for him. Right ahead of Cousins, who's got 4 goals, 9 assists. And Hinostroza rounds it out with 4 goals and 8 assists. Goaltenders, it hasn't been confirmed yet for Edmonton. I have to think Koskinen. You've got to get a win here. Talbot, 7-11-2 with a 3.3 goals against, 892 save percentage. Koskinen's 11-7-1 with a 2.6 goals against, 916 save percentage. On the Arizona side of things, Hill was spotted in the starters crease this morning, meaning he's likely playing tonight. Kemper's 5-11-2 with a 2.9 goals against, 909 save percentage. Aiden Hill is 7-3 with a 2.39 goals against, 916 save percentage. So Hill being in there means they have a better shot of winning. at winning than they do with Kemper, but we'll see. And again, if Edmonton loses this one, do you fire another coach? Like, what does Edmonton do at this point? I know, fire Chiarelli. I know that's everybody's answer, right? Don't worry, if the Islanders are any indication, you only have to sit through how many seasons was Gar Snow GM before they fired him? So Chiarelli's had the math will just depress the Oiler fandoms out there. Right now, the Oilers are 3-6-1 in their last 10. They lost 6 in a row. The Arizona Coyotes are 4-6 in their last 10. They lost their last game. Yes, somebody's got to win. On the road, the Oilers are 8-9-2. At home, Arizona's an uninspired 7-11-1. Versus the West, the Oilers are 12-12-2. Versus the West, Arizona's 11-9-1. Right now, the Oilers are 5 points out of the playoffs. 5. Remember when they were in the playoffs like a month ago? Now they're 5 points out. And Arizona's 8 points out. So while this looks like a meaningless game, Arizona could technically pull themselves within 6 points of the playoffs tonight with a win and a Dallas loss in regulation. And also do themselves the favor of pulling themselves within 1 point of the Edmonton Oilers. So it's not a pointless game. It's just, it's been a rough season for fans of both teams. Next up, San Jose. How about those Sharks? So the Sharks in their last game, not going to be happy with that last game, how that turned out for them. They're 21-13-7 now. The good news is when you lose a game like that, it still only counts as 1 loss. They don't tack 2 on your record. You don't get a call from Bettman saying that counts as 3 losses. Seriously, figure it out. In against Colorado, who are 19-13-8, and they really need to figure it out. Colorado's record over the last 10 has been poor as well. San Jose has a game here that they can win, and they can bounce back after that loss to Calgary. Both teams should come out kind of angry tonight in this one. This should be a fun game. San Jose's leading scorer right now is Brent Burns with 6 goals and 34 assists. Couture, 15 goals, 24 assists. Meyer, 18 goals, 17 assists. Pavelski, 23 goals, 10 assists. Hurdle, 14 goals, 19 assists. Carlson, 3 goals, 29 assists. So Carlson, for all of our talk about how he's off to a slow start, he's not playing very well, and all this, through half a season, he's on pace for 64 points and 6 goals. That's not Carlson-like totals, but he's been getting better. So if I had the ballpark, I'd say he's probably going to finish with about 70 points. Probably finish with about 10 goals by the end of the year. Oh, those are pretty good Carlson totals. Kane, 11 goals, 15 assists. LeBanc, 4 goals, 20 assists. Donskoy, 9 goals, 11 assists. And Joe Thornton rounds out the top 10 with 6 goals and 12 assists. On the Colorado side of things, of course, Rantanen leads them with 17 goals, 45 assists. He has a chance tonight to get back the scoring title, at least into the lead for it. McKinnon, 24 goals, 35 assists. Landeskog, also 24 goals, 21 assists. Barry, 4 goals, 22 assists. Soderberg, 11 goals, 12 assists. Kerfoot, 6 goals, 15 assists. JT Compher, 10 goals, 6 assists. Wilson, 8 goals, 5 assists. Nieto, 4 goals, 9 assists. And Girard, Samuel Girard. Look at that, like, why is there an I? Sam Girard, 2 goals, 10 assists to round out the top 10 scorers. Hey, at least I caught it. I didn't say Dan Girardi. Instead of people going, wait, when was Dan Girardi traded? What's going on? All right, goaltenders. It doesn't matter who's in net for San Jose. We're at that point. Dell's 5-3-3 with a 3.1 goals against, 889 save percentage. Jones is 16-8-4 with a 2.87 goals against, 898 save percentage. I would say Jones probably starts this game because it was Dell that was in net for Calgary or against Calgary. A game that I might want to throw out there right now. There was absolutely zero supplemental discipline from the NHL for the actions of anyone in that game. So for all the screaming about suspensions, I said after that game I didn't think there'd be any suspensions for anything. Just that's how chippy, dirty games get. And apparently the NHL agreed. Or they just went, it's New Year's, we're to hell with it, we're not going to bother. On the Colorado side of things, Grubauer has been confirmed as a starter. He's 8-4-3. 3.09 goals against, 904 save percentage makes Varlamov the backup. 11-8-5. 2.8 goals against, 912 save percentage. Over their last 10, San Jose 6-2-2 with a loss in their last game. Of course, that was a huge one. The Colorado Avalanche are 2-5-3. They've lost 5 in a row. On the road, San Jose's 9-9-3 at home. Colorado is 8-5-5. So again, San Jose's flirting with this idea that the road is the bane of their existence, and that could get very tricky for them if they continue to struggle on the road. So San Jose's record on the road really sunk them early in the season, and it's threatening to do it to them again. Versus the West, however, San Jose's 14-7-3. That's right. That loss to Calgary is only one game. And then versus the West, Colorado was 8-8-6. Still, San Jose's third in the Pacific. They're 3 points behind Vegas. They have 2 games in hand on Vegas. This is one of those games in hand. They're 4 points ahead of Anaheim. So for the Ducks, they are fading again. They do tend to come back. That seems to be their want in life. On the Colorado side of things, they're number 3 in the Central. They're 4 points behind Nashville. They're 2 points ahead of Dallas. So Dallas with a win, Colorado with a loss, Dallas would move into third in the division. That's how much teams ahead of them are struggling. That a 4-5-1 in their last 10 Dallas is catching up to a 2-5-3 in their last 10 Colorado. It hasn't been a stellar record for some of these teams over the last month. So interesting to see what happens in that one tonight. Now let us go ahead and move on to Pittsburgh. Last but not least, the Pittsburgh Penguins. These guys. This is a 1980s Pittsburgh Penguins jersey. Looks a lot like the third jersey they're using this year because it's exactly the same, minus the little shiny Adidas NHL thing. Pittsburgh's 21-12-6. No laughing matter with Pittsburgh, much like my humor. In against the 17-14-7 New York Rangers. The Rangers have won a couple. The Rangers have to be thinking, we might be able to get back into this one. And they could. But they have to beat Pittsburgh at home tonight. For the Pittsburgh Penguins, their leading scorers, Crosby, 18 goals, 30 assists. Pretty good for the old guy. Kessel, 17 goals, 29 assists. Malkin, 12 goals, 28 assists. Gensel, 16 goals, 18 assists. Letang, 8 goals, 25 assists for him. Hornquist, 14 goals, 8 assists. Brian Rust, 9 goals, 9 assists. Simone, 4 goals, 9 assists. Brassard, 6 goals, 6 assists. And Jamie Alexiak with 4 goals and 7 assists makes the top 10 even still. Halfway through the year, and Jamie Alexiak's name is still in the top 10 for Pittsburgh. On the Rangers side of things, Zibanejad, 11 goals, 23 assists. Hayes, 10 goals, 23 assists. Chris Kreider, 20 goals, 11 assists for him. VC, 10 goals, 10 assists. Pionk, 5 goals, 14 assists. Nemesnikov, 4 goals, 11 assists. Fast, 5 goals, 9 assists. Howden and Zuccarello both have 4 goals, 10 assists. And Hedl, 6 goals, 7 assists for him. Goaltenders, it's been confirmed that Matt Murray will start, and why not? Murray's 9-5-1 right now with a 3.14 goals against, 906 save percentage. His numbers keep getting better. On the backup side of things, it's DeSmith at 12-6-4, 2.4 goals against, 926 save percentage. They're doing very, very well in Pittsburgh. It's kind of nauseating to people who thought, finally, Pittsburgh's going down. They're back again. On the Rangers side of things, Lundqvist's been confirmed as the starter, meaning Georgiev will just keep the bench for him. You just use an emergency goalie at this point. They don't even need... I don't know. Maybe Jeff Gorton could just put on pads and just sit as the backup, because they don't seem to use backups in New York right now. Georgiev's 5-5 with a 3.2 goals against, 899 save percentage. Lundqvist is 12-9-7 with a 2.81 goals against, 916 save percentage. So the Rangers seem to understand that if we're going to get back to the playoffs, it's going to be with King Henrik in the net. Other than that, we're not going to get there. Over their last 10, Pittsburgh is, of course, 8-2. They've won 6 in a row. The New York Rangers are 4-2-4, but they've won 2 in a row. And again, 4 overtime losses in your last 10 games. That equals 2 wins on the record. That's 4 points. On the road, Pittsburgh's 10-5-4. At home, the Rangers are 11-4-5. Versus the East, the Pittsburgh Penguins are 9-9-5. Versus the East, the Rangers are 8-9-4. So both have struggled against their own conference. Number 3 in the Met is where the Pittsburgh Penguins sit, but they're 1 point behind Columbus. They can get into second tonight. They're 2 points ahead of the surging New York Islanders. And for the Rangers, they're 6 points out. So if the Rangers can win this, and especially in regulation, they pull within 4 points of the playoffs, and they would pull within 6 points, I believe, of Pittsburgh, if my math is correct. But yeah, it's been a very interesting ongoing run that the Pittsburgh Penguins have been on. No, it'll be 7 points, I think. Anyways, doesn't matter. The Pittsburgh Penguins have had quite the run going, and the New York Rangers are threatening to go on another hot streak. I will officially say if they win this third game in a row, yep, they're back. They're back in another one of these hot streaks. The trick with the Rangers is to avoid that huge slide that happens after. So we'll see. There are some feast or famine teams in the league. Do you cheer for one of them? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. If you're browsing your way through, you just tap it upon this video. And no, I did not get hit. I will talk to you again soon.